Live from the Quest headquarters, it's the Northwoods Assembly Bible Study with PB&G, where if you miss a little,
you miss a lot.
All right, welcome everybody online and in the room. We're back. We're going to continue in the book of Exodus tonight.
Yes. It'll be excellent.
Yes, it will be excellent. Yes, it will. Well, I'm excited about what we're doing in the pulpit and in here. This is the book of Exodus, and we have discovered this over the last year. I think more than any year that we've ever done this. Things are being opened up and revealed to us in ways that we never saw before. And I'm super excited about that. And the book of Exodus is an amazing book about the deliverance and the salvation of God's people. It is, it's the story of our salvation. It's the story of Jesus in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, you're already pulling stuff. You're pulling me aside in the sanctuary. Is Brad? Look at this.
It's got to show you some random thing.
And it's like this. It's like I've never seen that before. It's like that is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, my denseness aside, I've seen a lot of things I never noticed before. So
yeah,
it's kind of cool.
It is, and I'm excited about what we're doing and where we're going. You might need it.
It's all the things I need to remember. All the things I did remember. We need to get milk. You're right. Accurate.
Milk is a good thing to get now. They redid the food pyramid.
Did they?
Yeah.
No, you can have milk. How about eggs?
Yes.
Yeah, we can have eggs now.
Meat.
Cheese
are at the top.
Until the next election, then it'll be inverted again. It'll be vegetable oil. I don't know.
Bugs.
Yeah, I'll just not worry too much.
The next one better not have bugs in it, Joe.
PvP.
The next one has bugs in it that's post-apocalyptic.
I'll test my own research on that and said what did my overlords tell me.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Speaking of food, what's Saturday? You have any idea what's going on?
I don't.
No, me either.
I can call my wife and find out.
I'm just curious because tell everybody, hey, show up Saturday and get, but
let's see.
I don't know what that was. So
I'll put her on speaker.
We started. If she's watching, it'll be the echo effect.
She's not. I can tell.
Oh, yeah. True.
Hello.
Hi, sweetheart. You're live on the internet. Do you know what the meal is for Saturday?
It's pasta.
Pasta.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. I will let you go and get you off the internet.
Bye.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
My daughter was telling me she got some kind of different noodles that weren't the same, but she tried it, and I said, that's impasta.
Those noodles, that's an impasta noodle. Anyway,
Could it be that kind of year?
So
starting it off right.
Hello from Illinois.
Hey, Joe.
Hi, Joe. Wow.
All the way down in Illinois.
Dad's down there.
Yeah. Glad you could join us.
Yes. Thanks you. All right. Well, we will pray and get into it. I do believe we left off, as you said,
beginning of
Exodus chapter 3, verse 1. So grab your Bibles, turn there, and Gary's going to pray, and then we'll get started.
All right. God bless the study tonight. And just as we go forward in Exodus and as we go forward this year, God, help us to see you through all this, through all the events, the stuff, the people, all that. God, help us just to see you, to see your hand and your care for us and everything you've given to us and not take it for granted, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Exodus chapter 3, page 71. We're like, wow, way back toward the beginning. Usually it's like page 924.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, cool. So where we left off, they got Moses, they tossed his little basket in the river and
yes,
it was found and Moses was saved and
all
that happened.
Moses, named after it being drawn from the water. That's what his name means.
Yep.
So,
And then he killed this Egyptian dude and then he had to flee the country. He was a wanted man.
Because he didn't think anyone saw him, but some people did.
Dun, dun, dun.
They said, don't be telling us.
Yeah.
Because we saw you kill a guy.
Yeah. So he runs off to Midian.
Yep.
And he meets a chick there and gets married and settles in this priest of Midian's house, Midianite priest. Exactly that meant, I don't know for sure, but he was a Midianite priest. And that's where he is. That's where we find him. He's
He marries. His name is Jethro,
yeah.
and his daughter Zipporah.
Yep.
And that's who Moses marries.
Yes, his
Did
daughter.
we get to that part?
Yes, you
Okay.
did. Yep. So now Moses is hanging out, and he's living in Jethro's house, married to Jethro's daughter, way away from Egypt. This is like Moses is. This is part of his second 40 years. Moses
Yes.
lived 120 years, and it's like 40 years until he kills the Egyptian, then 40 years until the Exodus, and then 40 years until he croaks.
In the wilderness. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 40, 40, 40.
It's kind of interesting. So,
That's what I'm going for.
chapter 3, 40, 40, 40.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, 100, the last 10 years probably gonna be rough. Just throwing that out there.
Oops.
Now Moses was pasturing the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. And he led the flock to the west side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. So here we jump forward darn near another 40 years. Moses is hanging out there. He's got a wife. He's got kids. He's pasturing the flock of Jethro. It suggests that Moses is probably living humbly at this point, from prince of Egypt to, pastor or shepherd of somebody else's sheep, chasing them around the desert. He doesn't have a flock of his own. But just like with David, the process of tending sheep, of being a shepherd, probably taught Moses some lessons that he's going to need when he's got 1 million sheep that are in the desert there, and a bunch of recalcitrant Hebrews trying to get him shepherded and herd cats.
Recalcitrant. You've been reading, haven't you?
Sorry. I don't know.
But it's
Those
amazing.
pop in once in a while.
Jesus is our shepherd. Moses was a shepherd. David was a shepherd.
And all leading us toward the good shepherd.
It's a theme. Yeah.
Yeah. He's on the west side. He's on the far side of the desert here. So this would have been a couple of weeks probably of travel with the flock. So I don't know if he was just out looking for good graze, or if it was that time of the year it was common to take him over here and graze them, or what exactly, why he was so far from home. But he's way out there in the midst of nowhere. And it put him near Mount Horeb, the mountain of God.
Also known as
Mount Horeb.
Go
Go ahead. No, Ed.
Short.
No.
Yeah.
It's another Mount Sinai and Mount
Sinai.
Horeb are the same place.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks
Moses-
for covering my back. Also
Moses-
known as Mount Horeb, you
Yeah.
idiot.
Moses will be back to this point.
I'll
this
be
place
back. He
later on.
said that.
I'll be back.
This is coming apart. This
Well,
whole
no,
thing
so
is
just
coming
note
apart.
that, because when they flee Egypt and they get into the middle of the wilderness and stuff, and they come to Mount Sinai, Moses is familiar with all this area.
Yeah, it's a common
He
place
used to-
already.
Bring his sheep around here, and
Yeah.
he met God here, and so he's not going somewhere he doesn't know necessarily. So, verse 2: the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire from the midst of a bush, and he looked, and behold, the bush was burning with fire, yet the bush was not consumed. So Moses said, I must turn aside now and see this marvelous sight. That's formal Hebrew language for holy cow, what's that?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you must see this marvelous sight. And when why is the bush not burned up? When the Lord saw that, he turned aside to look. God called to him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And
No,
he
it
said,
sounded like this. Moses.
Moses. And Moses said, no, actually he said, here am I. Here I am. So, well, first of all, if you're in the middle of the desert. You see, there's not a lot of shrubbery out there. Then you see a bush and it's just randomly on fire. It's like, there's nobody else around. There's no thunderstorm.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be weird. What's going on?
How come this bush is on fire?
Right.
It's like, okay, that's weird. Now I'm watching it and it's still on fire and the bush isn't burning up.
Yeah, you're looking at it and it's not being consumed. It's on fire, but the bush is intact.
Yeah.
And then a voice comes out of it. This just gets weirder and weirder.
Right. And when it says he gets there and he sees the angel of the Lord, this is the first time in the Old Testament you see that term, and it's used 67 more times, and it's specific Hebrew construction.
Keep going. I like where you're headed.
And it can't mean an angel of the Lord. The way it's constructed, it means the angel of the Lord. This isn't Michael or Gabriel or somebody said, Moses, hey, I got a message for you.
Who is it?
The angel of the Lord.
So that is who?
Well, generally people think that's actually a Christophany.
Yes.
So this is a pre-incarnate appearance of Christ.
It is the Lord himself.
To stand there and see, and you see it several times, like I said, 67 times in the Old Testament, like Joshua, when he sees the angel of the Lord, and it's just this is the first time we see it, and then the voice comes out from the bush, which, if it wasn't enough that it's on fire, not burning up, all of a sudden here's God speaking to you out of it, and Moses says, "Here I am," which sounds kind of innocuous. But there's a term there, hineni or hinini or however it's pronounced. This way that he says it, "Here I am," pops up several times in the Old Testament too. When Eli is priest and Samuel is a kid,
Yes.
and he hears God call him, he thinks it's Eli, and he keeps saying, "Here I am." This is what he says.
Yep.
Here I am. And when Isaiah is called, and he said, and God says, who will I send to these people? And Isaiah said, "Here I am, send me."
And me.
This is what Isaiah says. Here I am. It's acknowledging God's call. It's not just saying present.
Yes, it's almost a surrender. Here I am.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's going to have his own doubts. He's going to, there's going to be issues, but he's saying, "I will. Here I am, send me."
Verse 5.
Verse 5. Then he said, "Do not come near here. Remove your sandals from your feet, for the place on which you're standing is holy ground."
So God warns him.
Yeah, and that's another principle that we see here that we haven't seen a lot so far in like Genesis, is the idea of consecrated ground, of holiness, and you are in the presence of holiness. You have to act like it. I'm going to require something different from you.
Yeah.
When you approach God. So you see that like in the temple later on and stuff, but here's kind of where you see the beginning of that as well. Verse 6, he said also, "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob." Then Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. It's like, oh, wait, you're him? It's interesting that he mentions, typically he says God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But here he also mentions Amram. He mentions Abraham's dad. "I'm the God of your father, Abraham, yes, Isaac, and Jacob." That doesn't necessarily put Abraham or put Moses' dad on the same level, but it identifies Moses with these other people. Put that same group. "I am their God, I am your God." The Lord said, "I have surely seen the affliction of people who are in Egypt. They cry because of their taskmasters, aware of their sufferings. So I have come down to deliver them from the power of the Egyptians, and to bring them up from that land to a good and spacious land, to a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanite and the Hittite and the Amorite and the Perizzite and the Hivite and the Jebusite. Now behold, the cry of the sons of Israel has come to me. Furthermore, I have seen the oppression with which the Egyptians are oppressing them."
Wow. Only took you 400 years, God, to hear their call.
Well, that's an age-old question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, why now, God? Why you're awake now?
Yeah, I can often say about time probably wouldn't fly real.
And again, we struggle with this still today, that we want everything done on our time schedule.
Yeah.
We want everything done on our list of how it should be done, and God is letting him know that I've heard you. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. I know everything that's going on, and now is the time that I am choosing to do something about that.
Yeah. God told Abraham, and it's supposed to be in my notes. I have the two parentheses where I was supposed to put the reference, but it's not in there. But he told Abraham, that you will be in a different country. You will be there for 400 years, and then I will deliver you. So this isn't a surprise to God.
No.
The Israelites are measuring God's timing by their own suffering and their needs and stuff. God is measuring his schedule by a whole different set of criteria.
He is. We measure it by what is best for us right now.
Yeah.
God is measuring it at what is best for us for eternity.
Yeah.
And so his plan, even though it may seem not plugged into our timeline the way we'd like it to be, his plan is actually the one that is really going to save us and really going to bring us home forever. Whereas our plan might give us a little relief right now. Is in the long run, it's not the one that is the best one.
No. And the time when they leave Egypt, it leaves a mark on Egypt and the place they're going to, what's been going on there for 400 years, what's God got in plan. And there's something about all of this to keep in mind that I had never even considered until going through it this time. And it was in a commentary that I read it. Israel isn't the only slave nation in Egypt. And when Israel leaves, it's not just Israelites that leave. There are other people who come to believe in the God of Israel. Not necessarily the Egyptians, but some of these other people. So we're dealing almost with three people groups as we go through these plagues and stuff. And you're dealing with the Egyptians, with Pharaoh as an enemy of God. You're dealing with the people of God, and you're dealing with people kind of in the middle that don't really know who he is and are open.
Right.
Can be converted.
Well, and that makes sense. Not all of the slaves in Egypt were Hebrews.
No.
Most of them were Hebrews.
Yeah,
because
they're so numerous. Yeah.
Well, because that was Pharaoh's issue was, oh my gosh, they're getting so numerous. These Hebrews, we're going to have to do something about it. There's so many of them.
Right.
But Egypt did bring slaves from other countries in.
Mm-hmm.
So they're, slaves from, here and slaves from there that were all mixed into that bunch. And when we get to the part with they do the golden calf, I'm sure not only having been so exposed to the Egyptian gods, the Hebrews' exposure to the Egyptian gods, but the fact that there were other slaves there that had worshipped other gods.
Right.
And so that kind of helps sway everything in that whole mix.
And those slaves are going to see all these things happen.
Yeah.
And it's going to come to a time where they need to make a decision.
Yep.
You're going to suffer with Egypt, or you're going to
come with us.
What are you going to do?
Yep.
So that those people are impacted by God's timing and stuff too.
Yes. Yes. And again, when we want something, it's usually a little bit more narrow view, center focused on us, usually.
Yeah.
And God is like, there's more than just you I'm dealing with, little buddy.
Yeah.
My plan isn't just for you. It is for you, but it's for more than you. It's for all of these. And so there's things going on there that make their salvation work in the plan as well as yours. So just hold on. I got it.
Yeah. Even if we are very open-minded and aware of things greater than us, our scope is very limited.
Yes. Yes. Well, and it has to be. We're mortal.
Yeah. We're not capable of.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and I just have a hunch that because a couple times God mentions I've heard their cry, but this kind of ramps up. I kind of got my suspicions that up until very recently, their cry wasn't going up to heaven. They weren't crying out to God for deliverance. So we're guilty of that too. God, why didn't you spare me this? It's like, well, why didn't you ask me?
Right.
Yeah. You asked me yesterday.
It's like, well, this is the first conversation we've had in 3 years. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yep.
Whining is not a prayer.
Truth.
I've been complaining about this for years. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's the
first time you asked me to do something.
Yeah, you never talked to me about it. You just whined about it.
Yeah.
It's a human condition.
Your little quest icon is right over the comments. Carol's having something about sound.
Here.
I don't know if you can move that.
Here we go. Let me get that off of there. Clickety poo.
Clickety poo. There you go. Sound still fades.
Sound still fades.
I don't know if anybody else is having that problem.
Well, here, let's take a look.
Let us know.
Let's take a quick check.
It might be your connection, Carol.
Audio. Very slow. Stairs in the new studio.
Nope, it
Test,
showed up.
test, test.
There,
Yeah,
looks
we're
like-
good.
looks
We're
like
good.
Okay.
Yep.
It might be on your end, on your connection or something. Carol.
Our
I'm not
microphone
sure.
looks good.
Okay. 10. I think that's where we were. Yeah, verse 10. Therefore, come now, and I will send you to Pharaoh, so that you may bring my people, the sons of Israel, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and that I should bring the sons of Israel out of Egypt? And he said, certainly I will be with you, and this shall be the sign to you that it is I who have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall worship God at this mountain.
Come back
So
here.
when Moses gets back to that mountain, it's that this is all confirmed in Moses' mind as a full circle moment. It's like, I'm back here where God said I'd be,
Yes.
and they're all here with me.
Yep. This is where it started with God. I'm going to go do this amazing thing and then come back here, and he's going to confirm that everything is what he said.
Yeah. And that monstrous moment in Moses' life when God shows him his faithfulness, shows him who he is through all that he's done. Moses goes up on the mountain, and all the people start to worship false gods while he's gone. Yeah. It's got to take the wind out of his sails a little bit, but we'll get to that later.
Mhm.
But this feeling of who am I to do such a thing? I mean, we can all identify with that if we're being honest. I mean, it's not like Moses is God saying, Moses, I need you to go in there and get those 3 sheep. It's like, go get all of the entire nation of Israel
Mm-hmm.
and bring them out of Egypt for me.
And bring him over here. Bring
Like,
him
well,
back here.
First of all, they're not going to listen to me. And if they did, Pharaoh's not going to listen to me. And I'm a wanted man. I mean, do you think he could have picked a better guy, God? I mean, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, God says, I will, and here's your promise. And then forevermore after that, if Moses ever has any doubts, he can remember back to when God said, I'm going to do this. And then when he stood back here, however many years later, and God had done it.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and it's an issue of trust. We talk about that all the time. Trust and faith. Do you believe God? Do you believe him? And only if you trust him, actually really trust him, do these amazing things actually happen. Because if he says, do this thing, but you don't trust him and you don't do it, well, then that thing you're never going to see it. So
Yeah.
it is these things happen because Moses came to a place in his heart and his mind and in his relationship with God where he's like, okay, this is all so crazy. I don't understand any of this. Burning bushes, God's voice coming out of it, wanting me to go back to a place where I shouldn't go back to, and one man rescuing, millions of people from the most powerful military on the face of the earth. None of this makes sense, but I trust you, God, and I'm going to take that one step in faith in that direction, and that changes everything.
And it's the actual
Yeah.
that launches it. It's not, well, yeah, maybe God's right. It's okay. God,
It's not.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah,
So look it up.
for a little later on. Trying to get my finger spot. 13. Then Moses
Genesis
said,
31 to Genesis 31.
Nope.
No. Oh, okay.
Then Moses said to God, behold, I'm going to the sons of Israel. I will say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you. Now they may say to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? And God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, thus shall you say to the sons who sent me to you. God furthermore said to Moses, thus shall you say to the sons of Israel, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial name to all generations. Not only did he say who, but God uses his name, and he gives them a handle. This is the name used as you can actually say.
Yeah.
That I am who I am. That's just like 7 I ams, and
Yes.
I am he.
Yeah.
Saying, I'm God.
Yeah. And again, it's powerful and poetic. It's a statement of eternity.
Yeah.
am. I'm the God who is. I am.
And that Hebrew construction could also be translated, I cause to be.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm the one that made you, little buddy.
Yep.
I made all this. You're here because I thought maybe you should be here. I am.
Yep. It's not that I was or I will be. It's that I am. It's a state of present being for eternity, which is God. He is not created. He has no beginning. He has no end. He just is. I am.
Mm-hmm.
Eternal constant.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Exactly.
just
Yep. That's quite a handle.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we? 16.
16. Yes. Go and gather the elders of Israel together and say to the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has appeared to me, saying, I am indeed concerned about you and what has been done to you in Egypt. So I said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt to the land of the Canaanite and the Hittite and the Amorite and the Perizzite and the Hivite and the Jebusite, to a land flowing with milk and honey. They will pay heed to what you say, and you with the elders of Israel will come to the king of Egypt, and you will say to him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has met with us. So now please let us go a 3 days journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to the Lord our God.
So he tells them what to say.
Yep.
And then what is the and in that say to them, I met with God and God said he heard your prayers. He heard all of them. He knows what's going on, and he's going to rescue you, and he's going to take us to a land of milk and honey. He's going to rescue us, take us out of Egypt, and he's to another place that is currently occupied by these various groups of people, a land of milk and honey. In other words, a land of provision and a land of safety and comfort and happiness and life. So, what do you got?
Which was that I looked at. There's evidence that a 3 days journey didn't necessarily mean a 3 days. Is when Jacob, and it's back in Genesis 27, Jacob and Laban, his father-in-law, and Jacob says, well, let me take the sheep and the marked sheep I'll get, and then the good sheep you get. And then Jacob takes his flock, and he says, he wanted to put some space between them so that he could do what he was going to do with the sheep. So he went a 3 days journey.
Is that like Genesis 30?
I thought it was in 30, but I was not seeing it, but maybe it is
30, 36 toward the end.
So what it means when it says a 3 day journey there is a good safe distance. So you could think that when
one
he
for
says,
the Father, one for the Son, one for the Holy Spirit, a safe distance away.
You could say when he's going, we need a 3 days journey into the wilderness to worship our God. He's just saying we need to go a good long ways away from you, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And so Pharaoh is probably thinking this isn't just 3 day journey. He put it this, so it says in 35, so he moved on that day the striped and spotted male goats and the spotted female goats, because those are the ones he was going to get, and all the black ones among the sheep. And he put a distance of 3 days journey between himself and Jacob and the rest of Laban's flocks. It's kind of an expression.
3 days. Yes, that's exactly right. It's an expression of we're going to go a ways out there.
Yeah, we're going to go out there a ways. 3 days journey.
3 days journey.
And, so Pharaoh's like, you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
3 days. No, you're staying right here.
3 day head start for it on the foot chase.
That's exactly what it was.
Seek, you wait 3 days, then come find us.
Uh-huh.
No.
Pharaoh's not gonna be having any of that. So 19, but I know that the king of Egypt will not permit you to go except under my compulsion. That sentence right there tells you most of the next 20 chapters. He won't let you go except under my compulsion. It's going to take the hand of God to make Pharaoh let you go. But guess what? It's God telling you this. So buckle up, and I'm going to make it happen. So I will stretch out my hand and strike Egypt with all my miracles, which I shall do in the midst of it. And after that, he will let you go. I will grant this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, and it shall be that when you go, you will not go empty-handed. But every woman shall ask of her neighbor and the woman who lives in her house articles of silver and articles of gold and clothing, and you will put them on your sons and daughters. Thus you will plunder the Egyptians.
This is a very substantial conversation. He's just, tending sheep, and he gets up in the morning, tending sheep, and he goes to bed with the plan for saving the nation of Israel from the Egyptians. It's a lot happening today. For him.
Yeah, and this is just
and it's even pretty detailed. You're going to do this, and then I'm going to have plagues, and then this is going to happen, and it's like, this is a lot to take in, God. And
then you're going to plunder them. They're going to
yeah. It's like, this is happy. It's like, slow down. My shorthand's rusty. I got to get this down.
Yeah. And this is just I don't know, and oh, by the way, but it just, from what I see in scripture, usually when God lays this on the hands of, lays this at somebody's feet, it's not a part of a ecstatic religious experience. It's what, in that quiet time when God is talking to them and he says, I have some things for you to do.
Yeah.
You could argue that Isaiah, had a vision there that was a little different or something, but I know it's just, you very seldom see somebody went to God seeking a sign and seeking an experience and seeking my call in my life. And God said, oh, I'm glad you asked. Well, here, let me tell you all about it.
Yeah.
It's usually not the way it worked.
No, I can't think of, yeah.
It's somebody
God's just very straightforward with him, says, I got something for you to do. Here's what it is.
Yeah. And this is that passage, it's Genesis 15 that I was trying to quote before. Starting to verse 13, God said to Abram, know for certain that your descendants will be strangers in a land that's not theirs, where they'll be enslaved and oppressed 400 years. But I will also judge the nation whom they serve, and afterward they will come out with many possessions.
And this was how long before they were in prison?
I don't even know for
hundreds
sure.
of years.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's a prophetic statement about Israel being enslaved by the Egyptians for 400 years, which is what has happened, and now that time is about to change. A new chapter is going to be opened, and the old slavery one will be closed.
Yeah,
it's like the next phase in this plan.
Yeah, God's just, they're saying, oh, we're toiling. Oh, God's looking at his watch like $3.99.
Yep. You're almost there.
Yeah.
You're almost there. You're almost there.
I told you what time it was.
Yeah. That's exactly right. He did. He told them how long it would be.
Yeah.
And as usual, God's right on time when he does show up. All that time, they don't think he's listening. And it's like, I'm the one who told you were going to be here this long. Why would I not? Of course I know you're there. I told you were going to be there.
Yeah.
And then we forget.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't say you'll come out with a bunch of possessions or you'll have a lot of stuff when you leave, or they'll give you gifts when you leave. I like that he uses the word plunder.
Because it has to do with battle.
Yeah. And they may not pick up a sword, but God's certainly doing battle on their behalf,
yes.
And they leave with the plunder.
Yes.
From God's victory. Yeah. Chapter 4. Look at that. We're flying. We could be done with this thing in 6 months at this rate.
No. Could we? No. Well, yeah,
50.
We could.
If we did 2 a day,
we could. Joe's doing the math and he's shaking his head. I don't know. I don't think so. All right.
I've been here before. I know how this goes.
Look at that rabbit.
You will leave with a thorough understanding of the book and all the rabbit trails in the details.
There you go.
Just because we're clearing through some verses today doesn't mean that's going to be every week.
No.
But it could be.
It could be.
Stay tuned to find out.
Could be. All right.
Then, chapter 4, verse 1. Then Moses said, "What if they'll not believe me or listen to what I say? For they may say, the Lord has not appeared to you."
It's legitimate. Well, how in the world am I? I'm going to tell them this, and they're going to not believe me, and they're going to look at me and say, "Really, God talked to you?" Yeah.
Yeah, and we see Moses's objections. They start out being logical, and then they get to the point where it's like Moses just doesn't really want to do this, But it's been 40 years, give or take, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Moses isn't going to walk back and it's like, "Hey guys, remember me? Oh yeah, Moses. Yeah, God talked to me," and it's like, who's this guy
It's like,
traipsing out of the desert.
you ran off
smelling
under
like sheep.
cover of darkness after you killed a dude.
Well, they not. That's the
They
few
don't
people
even
who
know.
even know who he is.
Right. 40 years later, that's an entire generation.
Yeah.
And so
Most of these people are like, who's this guy? Yeah, God talked to you. I think you hit your head on a rock there, buddy.
comes walking out of this. No, he's strutting out of the desert. I'm just making
Yeah.
that part up, but yeah.
Figure how you'd be tomorrow morning when you go to work at Fuel Cell. Some guy walks in off the street and says, God told me I'm in charge. I'm going to lead you all out of here today at lunch. And oh, by the way, I'm supposed to be in charge. Follow me.
Yeah.
You know how you and Adam would react to that?
We would put him out the door. Yeah.
With
Yes,
enthusiasm.
with enthusiasm.
Overhand.
Yes, we would.
Yeah, but I mean, look at John the Baptist and locusts and honey. And,
Yes.
which was one of the prophets in his camel hair coat or whatever. And I mean, just
Really, of all the people to prepare the way of the Lord, you?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
and you see Moses's his hesitation here, but think about yourself. This is what I did to think about myself as we see Moses go through this.
Yeah.
And you got to find where the line is between lack of confidence in yourself and lack of faith in God.
Yes. Yeah,
It's okay to not be, you're better off not being, I could do this. But when you get to the point where you're saying, God can't help me do this, and there's red flags.
Well, and that's kind of the point. If we think, well, we can do it, we don't need God. No, I got this. Well, then that's you.
Yeah.
That's all of you. And the point of it is to be in a place where you can't. And then when you do, it's God that did it, not you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing. God will never give you more than you can handle. God always gives us more than we can handle, because then it's him doing it, not us. And that's what he's doing here with Moses as well. This is way more than a one-man job.
Yeah.
And Moses is like, I, there's a little stutter there. And it's just more than he can understand. He's like, I don't know, God. And so he does. We talked about that just a bit ago, that he has to lean in and trust this completely, or it can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead.
All right.
Verse 2.
Verse 3. Oh, 2, yeah. Then the Lord said to him, what is that in your hand? And he said, a staff. And then he said, throw it on the ground. So Moses threw it on the ground and it became a serpent. And Moses logically fled from it. He's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Moses, he said, what? I was carrying that around all day. I didn't even know.
I slept with that
I
alongside
didn't
me
know.
last night.
Wait, what?
It was a paralyzed snake the whole time. I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cedar branch. I didn't know.
What is in this canteen?
Yeah.
But the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand and grasp it by its tail. So he stretched out his hand and caught it, and it became a staff in his hand. Whoa. And
He's like, dude, magic stick.
right,
Woo!
right.
Yeah.
And and this is another thing that I hadn't thought a lot into. Moses' staff and then Aaron and then Aaron's staff. It was common for a man to have his staff back then. It wasn't like Moses is the only guy that had a staff. They would even carve their staff with things that they wanted. It was very personal. It was, it was a useful tool. It was something that they carried. But Moses, when this happens, and then he's like, part the Red Sea, and he's like, come on, flies, and blood in the Nile and stuff.
His
All
staff
these
is
things
more than a staff.
that happened with his staff, and then Aaron's staff gets put in the Ark of the Covenant.
Yes.
There's a very real temptation to look at this staff itself as something supernatural.
Yeah.
And I voiced this to you before. It's like, you watch the Lord of the Rings and all these other things. I wonder if this whole picture of a wizard's staff didn't start right here.
I'm 100% sure it did. Yeah. A wizard staff. This staff that does things. That's this.
Yeah.
The magic wand. The
Yes.
magic staff.
Yeah.
and you
Yes.
point it and things happen.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
And, for people to not understand, well, if we could get our hands on that staff, we could do what Moses is doing, And
Right.
it's like,
And it's just a stick.
yeah. Yeah, it's
all it is.
Can turn into an idol very easily.
Yeah.
We'll look at that staff and that's it might be Moses' symbol of office or something, but it has no power in itself.
No.
It's just a stick.
Yeah.
Then the big question they don't tell you about. You wonder if after he picked it up and it got hard again, if he didn't drop it right away, see if he could do it
Yeah.
a second time, and a third and a fourth. All right, quit playing with it. Works,
Okay,
Move
Moses,
on.
come on.
The little
Oh, this is
snake's
cool.
eyes
I
are
learned
rolling.
it.
Quit it. Cut it
Yeah.
out. Cut it out.
New card trick. Oh, I gotta let me do it again so I don't forget.
What if I bend it? Can I bend it, cook it before I pick it up and turn it into wood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And it says in verse 5,
Yeah.
this said the Lord.
There it is. That they may believe that the Lord, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has appeared to you. So do this to show them.
It is evidence
Right.
of what Moses is saying is true. God sent me. Sure he did. Sure he did. No, seriously. Let me prove it.
Here,
to you.
catch this.
Yes. So, and again, the staff isn't a magic staff
No.
or a magic wizard's, staff. It represents that staff is a representation of the power and the truth of the God who sent him.
Right. God didn't say, okay, I'm going to give you this job. No, here's your staff. He said,
Yeah.
Moses, let me give you this job. You see that stick in your hand?
Yeah.
Just we'll use that
We'll
because
use that
that's
as
what you
proof.
have and that's
Yep.
what you're familiar with.
And again, how that'll preach, God takes what you have and will magnify that in so that you have the ability to do what he's asked you to do. And that's what he does with us. Moses is trepidatious. He's a little nervous. He's not sure. And God said, what do you got? Well, we'll use that. And he does that with you. Joe, what do you got? Well, let's use that. Gary, what do you got? Let's use that.
Yeah.
And then that helps in the whole personal trust project. So it's so cool. The relationship. I mean, this is really a lot going on in one day for a guy. And there's a lot of relationship stuff happening here. And this is the salvation of God's people happening between God and Moses. Just the two of them working this out. It's stunning.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Mhm.
So, okay, keep going.
6, the Lord furthermore said to him, now put your hand in your bosom. So tuck it in your shirt. So he put his hand in his bosom. When he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous like snow. And he said, put your hand in your bosom again. So he put his hand into his bosom again. And when he took it out, behold, it was restored like the rest of his flesh.
So he tucked it into his cloak. When he pulled it out, it was a snow cone.
Yep.
And he tucked it back in, and then it was normal again. So what? That wasn't a magic hand or a magic cloak. That again was God saying, I'll use whatever you got, and it can be way more or way different or something that you can't even imagine, but I'll do it. It is me, doing all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, not you.
Yeah. And this is kind of similar in operation to the stick thing. It's like, oh, look at this. No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Similar kind of a
No,
thing.
I'll take that and give that to a human being where power corrupts absolutely.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
Moses, and you just come in here with the staff thing, and you got the 3 guys that are the biggest and the loudest. You're full of it. God didn't talk to you. I would tend to be prone to take the staff and throw that kind of in their general direction when that turned into a snake.
Yeah.
It'd be right at their ankles. Make sure those 3 were the most scared.
Oh.
And when you had the leprosy, you'd run up to want to touch him right
You
away.
do. Yeah.
Hey, look at this!
Yeah.
We're all gonna
Yeah, you
die,
pull out a
know,
leper's hand and slap it
All right.
across the face with it or something. Yeah.
Watch what God
Right.
can do. This is what we did when we chatted on the mountain and then pull out a good hand. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, when God gives Moses a calling and he gives him a ministry, he gives him responsibility. And it's the same thing when he gives a man a church. Moses could have come in and said, you see this stick? Ooh, you see this? You see this? Okay, now I want all your gold. Bring it here. Load it up, put it on my wagon, and I'm gone. Essentially, that's what a lot of preachers are doing today.
It is. It's very sad.
God puts a call on them. God does some things with them. Their responsibility then is to follow God and use that to grow his kingdom, not to grow their bank account or whatever.
Well, and it's amazing because you have to wonder, a lot of these guys, and I could name off names right now.
Oh, yeah.
If they suddenly lost all of that and the church didn't provide all of that financial gain for them, $100 million mansions and sports cars and jets, and if all of that was gone, would they still do it, or would they go and find some other way to get the money to get the things they wanted? What are they really doing? Who is their real God?
Mhm.
If suddenly all that was gone if the book deals dried up and the TV shows dried up and they lost everything financially, and they were the same guy they were at the first day they came to the church, in a little rented apartment, driving a Pinto, whatever. If that was them, would they keep doing it, or would they bail on it because it wasn't doing what they wanted anymore?
And to me, I mean, that guy, I'm not all that concerned about, to tell you the truth. My concern is all the people that he's supposed to be ministering to in between those 2 points.
Yeah.
Are they getting it, or are they getting whatever he's serving because it's convenient or serves his purposes? That's the danger part. That's what worries me.
Yeah.
All right. 9, but if they will not believe even these 2 signs or heed what you say, then you shall take some water from the Nile and pour it on the dry ground, and the water which you take from the Nile will become blood on the dry ground.
He's got all kinds of tricks in his bag.
And things like that, and disease in that time was something they considered that's the province of the gods, the diseases and stuff like that.
Yes.
They had no understanding how diseases worked and stuff like that. It's not, a man just doesn't play around with diseases, This is something different.
The reason you did something evil, and this is God's judgment.
Exactly.
That's why you're sick or crippled or feeling sick.
Yep. So 10, then Moses said to the Lord, please, Lord, I've never been eloquent, neither recently nor in time past, nor since you have spoken to your servant, for I am slow of speech and slow of tongue. Then the Lord said to him, who has made man's mouth, or who makes him mute or deaf or seeing or blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now then go, and even I will be your mouth and teach you what you are to say. So he gets some more objections.
Yep.
This one, it's all about Moses' stutter, his speech impediment, all that stuff.
Well, he just doesn't feel like he's he's not a public speaker,
Right?
Especially when it comes to going and standing before the Pharaoh. You got to know the right thing to say. You got to know how to say it. You got to have confidence. You want to be a wordsmith. And he's like, God, I'm not. I've been in the desert poking sheep with a stick. This one, by the way, for 40 years. I'm not the guy for this. I don't know what to say.
But as you go forward, Aaron starts out being the mouthpiece somewhat, but not even completely, and then less and less.
Yeah.
But if you look up the Hebrew here, what Moses actually says is, I am a man of uncircumcised lips.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because Isaiah, when he gets called, he stands before God and said, I am a man of unclean lips. Woe is me. And God says, take the coal, touch your lips. Moses is saying, I'm a man of uncircumcised lips. He's not necessarily saying, God, I stutter.
No.
He's saying, God, I'm not qualified to be your
The
mouth.
stutter is something that, I don't know, evangelistic preachers threw in there for dramatic effect, but the scripture doesn't actually say
it doesn't
that.
actually say he had a speech impediment.
No.
Maybe he did, but that's not what he's really saying. It's like, God, I can't do this.
Right.
The uncircumcised lips, I have the mouth of a shepherd. You're dirty,
Yeah.
Get out of here.
It's like, God, these people know me. They're not going to listen. They're not going to believe I'm your voice.
God spoke to me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, God spoke to you, all right. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. He's more poetic than he thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his thing here. It's like, God, I can't be your mouthpiece. I don't know who you think I am, but I'm not that guy. I'm not. God said, didn't I make you? Didn't I make your mouth? I think I can make your mouth do what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and again, it's reminiscent of was it Stephen? Who was it that he said, go and I'll tell you what to say. Remember that? Or no, was that Peter when he went before the Sadducees?
Before the
Pharisees and the Sadducees.
In the beginning of that.
He says, what he said, just go and I'll tell you
I
what to
think
say.
he said that in general to his disciples.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
he's
So
teaching.
it's that same kind of thing. It's like you go and you'd be surprised at what comes out of your mouth when you get there. I mean, that happens every Saturday night on the pulpit for me. Joe's rolling his eyes.
Where'd that come from?
Amen to that, preacher. It's so stupid.
Here we go again.
Brad said, I know I was going to say that. And Joe said, I can't believe you said that.
That's about it. Then this exchange in verse 13 happens.
Yeah. But he said, please, Lord, now send the message by whomever you will.
My translation says, Moses said, "Oh Lord, please send someone else to do it."
Yeah. This is Moses stepping over that line we talked about before. This isn't, I don't have confidence in me. This is, God, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. This is actually that point where he actually is being disobedient.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah. And again, looking at our interactions with God, where's the line where I don't know if I can do that becomes, God, I don't want to do that.
They've had this whole conversation. All of this stuff has happened up to this point, and God is giving him assurance after assurance. This, you're the guy. You could. I'm proving it to you. The staff, the hand, the blood, the Nile River water, blah blah blah. I'll give you the words to say. All of that. It's like, this is the plan, and it is perfect. And then he literally steps up and says, I understand all that, but I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm. He's like, no, God, you got other Hebrews.
Mm-hmm.
Just find one, because I'm not your guy.
Yeah, and it's like God chose him. He clearly is the guy.
Yeah. This is his Jonah moment.
Yeah.
It's like, no, God, I think I'm going to go back into the desert. And he's like, no,
No,
I
you're
think
not.
you are.
Yeah, doing the logistics of it.
It's like,
I got a herd of sheep. I got to sell this to the wife when I get home. I
Yeah.
got a herd of sheep. What am I going to do with all these sheep? And start thinking of all the logistics that you have to do to get ready to do this. It sounds like that's going to be a pain in the butt. I don't really, not getting excited about
Yeah.
this.
yeah.
It just,
God's like, excuse me, did you not hear what I have been saying? It's like, yeah. So go on, verse
Yeah.
14. What happens next?
Then the anger of the Lord burned against Moses, and he said, is there not your brother Aaron the Levite? I know that he speaks fluently, and moreover, behold, he's coming out to meet you, and he sees you, he will be glad in his heart. You are to speak to him and put the words in his mouth, and even I will be with you, will be with your mouth and his mouth, and I will teach you what you are to do. Moreover, he shall speak for you to the people, and he will be as a mouth for you, and you will be as God to him. So take in your hand this staff with you, which shall perform the signs. So you'll be as God to him. So you are going to be the revelation,
Yeah.
and he is going to be the mouth. You're going to
Yeah.
whisper it in his ear, and he's going to be your
gonna say it.
megaphone.
Yep. I love the picture there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So God, okay, you won't do it. I'll do this for you.
Well, yeah, it's
Moses,
weird because it's
you're
like,
so hard-headed.
instead of Moses, it was going to be me, God, being the God, and you being the mouthpiece.
Yeah.
But now it's going to be, me being God speaking to you, and then you're going to be the God who says it to Aaron, because I'm not going to speak directly to Aaron. I'm going to speak to you, and then you tell him. So you're going to be God, and then he'll be the mouthpiece. It's like you're just complicating what was so simple to start with, Moses.
Yeah.
You're not helping.
Yeah. But here's how God does things. Moses, this is all Moses. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. So God gives him a concession and says, okay, if you don't want to do this, I guess we can use Aaron. Who, oh, by the way, I already called Aaron. He's already on his way here to meet you because I knew you were going to do this.
Exactly. And that's the next point is Aaron's already on his way to do this because I knew this is where we were going to end up.
Yeah. Even though it's Moses' decision to get here.
Yeah. God
already saw that and moved that board on that piece on the chessboard so that Aaron would be on his way and things would be ready. So Aaron in himself, there's some obedience to God's call by the fact that he's like, hey, leave Egypt, head out, find your brother. Yeah, that one that's been gone 40 years. We got things to do.
Yep.
Yeah, what are the odds of finding him out? It's a big desert out there.
Right?
You could understand a conversation going in the background there.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, 40 years. Someplace in the
Yeah, I'm
desert.
sure I'll just run right into him.
Yeah.
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 Probably hadn't thought about him in 39 years. Yeah.
Jerk ran off, left his post, and stuck in with the work. Pick up
Yeah.
the slack. You pick up the family members' problems when somebody runs off.
Haven't got a Christmas card from you in years.
Yeah. It's a pretty good gig to get though, Aaron's.
Oh
And
yeah.
a lot happens with him as we go
Oh yeah.
forward,
He has his foibles too. But yeah.
he's a character in a Hollywood movie. This guy,
Yeah.
not the leading man,
No.
more of
no.
the bumbling sidekick almost.
Yeah.
So
And then again in 17, take this staff in your hand, which you shall perform the signs. And that's the same staff that when they fight Amalek, that Moses holds the staff in the air and they win. And when he brings his arm down, they start to lose, and he puts it up and he calls it God's staff at that point, you know?
yep, the same one he uses when he first goes to Pharaoh too.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that. And
When he
Pharaoh's magicians replicate
Yeah,
that.
When
Yeah.
they go to Mara and he hits the rock and
Yep,
the water
that's all-
comes out, it's
that's
all
it.
the same staff. Yeah.
So
This is,
We
figures
could-
prominently to go as we go forward for
Yep.
sure.
should we stop there?
Probably, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good spot.
Because it,
And then the
because
18th,
then
yeah.
it goes the next it shifts from him with his conversation with God, and then it picks up again with him back at camp with dad-in-law and the gang back
Yeah,
there.
yeah, he's
So
got to
we'll
go back
take
and
that
tell the
break.
wife.
Yeah.
God called and I had to answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pack, honey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to sell it to the wife, that would have been the hard part. Yeah, really. You've been gone for 3 days.
Yeah, no, it's a burning. Yeah. I'm sure there was a burning bush. And
Yeah.
Check
Yeah.
his lunch, check his wine flag. You know, no, it's still good.
when God called me to go into the ministry, again, he knows what he's doing.
yeah,
I'm up front at an altar in a chapel. Mickey's back near the back of the room in the seat where we were. I went forward. She stayed back in the seat. I go up to the altar in prayer, and just super clear. God's calls me and says, "This is where you're supposed to be. I need you to be here." And so I get up and I'm walking back to the seat, and I'm like, I got to tell Mickey we're moving. And I walk back there, and she's sitting in the chair, and she's crying. And I looked at her and I said, "Mickey, we're going to move." And she lifted up her head and looked at me, and she said, "I know, God already told me." And it's like, score.
yeah.
So that's the thing. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
He had
and
it all
then
covered.
just-
Had it taken care of.
But just like Moses, when he gets back to this mountain, the next 4 years, you both needed to remember that moment when you got that confirmation, when
Yep.
God both told you this is where you're going,
Yeah, exactly.
because it wasn't going to be easy.
No. And it it wasn't going to be just one of us and not the other. So,
No.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap this thing up.
All right, wrap it up. We should probably say adios because we did, or say hello before we say
Okay.
goodbye.
Are you
or
ready?
some
1,
such thing.
2, 3. Hi,
Carol.
Carol.
Look at that, right before the end.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else
Come to
other than-
church on? We'll be back in John.
Yep. Yes,
Talking
we
about
will.
our new word for the year,
Yeah,
relaxation.
we're 5 sermons in, so we will be in John chapter 1, verse 3. No, I'm kidding.
No, I think we're in verse 5. But we got a new word for the year. If you weren't here Saturday, I guess you'll have to come this Saturday to find out what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
And food again was what did I say it was?
Pasta.
Pasta. That's right. You made the impasta joke.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go
We'll
ahead.
hang
Close
for
this
it.
with prayer.
All right. God bless your people and train their minds on you, train our minds on you. God, help us to focus on you. And I know this world is a drain, and we go get in the day-to-day stuff, and there's so many things and all the mundane, but God, help us to see you in it and through it, and take you with us. God, it just changes our perspective and changes how we do things and what we do. God, help us to remember you day to day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right. We will see you Saturday. And thanks for tuning in. 3,